So we are apparently 14 days until Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow films a single frame, which is kind of cool. It's a tantalization. It's been talked about. It's been like, oh, DC announced we're doing a Supergirl movie. Oh, it's based on the Woman of Tomorrow storyline that came out a couple of years ago. The Spirit's fantastic. They announced the writer. Oh my god, they announced the director and the cast and Emil Alcock and is playing Kara and all this, and they announced Wolfie, and they announced who's playing of the Yellow Hills. They're announcing A, B, and C, but it's all talk. And hearing the words 14 days until filming, that just gives you a sense of like that feeling like, okay, now this is actually a thing. So your head's thinking like, okay, get ready for costume reveals, get ready for the X, Y, and Z, get ready for like all the news that comes along with it. Mace paparazzi set photos. We don't know. We don't know what they're planning. We don't know how they're going to film the movie and whatever. But, that includes some casting announcements, and it's a big one. It's a big casting announcement because this is a character. This is a fan-loving character that I'm not a big fan of, but I know a lot of people are big fans of, and that is Lobo. Now, Lobo isn't from the original source material. Lobo doesn't appear at all in the comic, in the Wonder Tomorrow comic. Now, apparently, Tom King, who wrote the comic, who also is one of the showrunners of the Green Lantern show, is wanted to put Lobo in the comic book version of the story, but then DC Comics was like, no, you're not putting Lobo in it, and then Lobo doesn't appear in the story. And it worked. He found a way to work. I read it like a year ago, and I was like, yeah, I understand why DC, why Gunn and Safran was like, yeah, make this into a film, make this into a movie. This is fantastic, great story and all that. But, if you know anything about me, anytime Lobo shows up, it equals for me to rant for like 5 minutes about how I don't like Lobo. So I'm not a big fan of the character. But hearing this announcement, I feel that Lobo, this actor, can play Lobo and do all the things that Lobo is known for, but put him at a level that doesn't hit annoyance. And that is Jason Momoa. Jason Momoa has been cast, who was Aquaman in the previous, cinematic universe in the DCEU. It's jumping to the new cinematic universe in the DCEU, and he's not playing Aquaman anymore. He's playing Lobo. And when you hear the words Jason Momoa playing Lobo, it just feels sense. It feels more sense than Aquaman. It feels like this is the one guy who can actually play Lobo. And for people who, like me, who ain't fans of Lobo, to actually tolerate or like the character. Because I think for me, anytime I read Lobo or I watch Lobo, something has Lobo in it, I always find that whoever's voicing him goes a little bit too much to the point of a sense of annoyance of his like bounty hunter, biker gang kind of personality. Well, Momoa has that personality with him, but he knows probably is able to down that at a kind of level, but still make it going over the top without breaking the sound barrier, if that makes sense. And hopefully, watching when June 2026 come along and I go say one ticket for Supergirl, please. I hopefully there isn't that, and there's a level of trust. And looking like the character doesn't really say. Looking like the character doesn't really mean anything. But plus, Momoa looks like Lobo. He looks like Lobo, and all that. So, I mean, look, am I jumping on my seat about this casting? No, because I'm not a fan of the character. But I am open and optimistic that this might be the few times that I say I like Lobo in insert thing, versus other times that sorry, sometimes I just find Lobo just dumb. So the absolute dumb character or something. I think that's why people call him Deadpool, right? He's like the DC Deadpool. You know what the best was about him? It's like if Deadpool and Wolverine had a baby. It's the love child, those two characters. Anyway. But anyway, if it comment below, let me know your thoughts of the casting of Lobo.